What's up, family? So we started the other video, and guess what happens? Phone rings.
Yeah, I have to put it on Do Not Disturb.
Wasn't my phone. Hey, what's up, Chloe?
All right. We're going to jump right in because we know, well, we are 5 minutes late, and hopefully people didn't... I'm not 5 minutes
Okay,
late.
go ahead.
Technical difficulties. Hopefully people will see that we are live and they will jump on and interact while we are discussing a very important topic.
Which is?
Are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck? I know I was. So we're going to talk to you today about manifesting a different result in 2020. If you are tired of living paycheck to paycheck, trust me, there will be an opportunity for you to make a different choice in 2020 that will yield you the result that you want to see. Okay? So what we're going to do, this is kind of like a precursor to what we're going to be doing in 2020. I want you to understand that Chris and I are here to guide, to mentor, to educate, because we have been through a lot of the places where you guys are going through, and we want to be that light, that flashlight for y'all. Okay?
And I'm just sharing it over here.
And I wish I had somebody like me in my life. Back then.
Alright, so we definitely love interaction, and what we're going to be talking about today is actually, as Ty said, how to get past living paycheck to paycheck. I know I have a lot of people who are entrepreneurs or looking to become entrepreneurs. Myself, if you don't know, my name is Chris Woods, and this is my lovely wife.
I'm Ty Woods, and we are have launched our Woods Consulting Group. We have our platform for the Entrepreneurship Institute that is relaunching in 2020, and the focus of the Entrepreneurship Institute will be to educate and to train inspiring entrepreneurs in the areas of the arts, entertainment, and technology
and business.
And it's not just us that's going to be doing it. We have a group of coaches that's going to be assisting with this vision, but 2020 is going to be all about you, all about developing, all about training, all about mentoring, and helping you get to the next level so that you can stop working so hard working for the man every night and day. And I never lost 1 minute of sleep.
So she also sings. We want singing coaches.
Keep on turning.
All right, Tina, stay focused.
All right, keep on turning.
Give it up, Tina Turner. All right, so we definitely want to be able to help. She kind of spoiled it a little bit, but we are going to be coaching or selecting 10 people to personally mentor. That also means there will be some type of investment on your end, and that's a part of you being serious in what you want to do, being serious about developing yourself and your business. If you don't know anything about us, we are serial entrepreneurs. I have not worked a job in probably 8 years, so I have not worked for anybody else, but I have actually provided a platform with the help of my lovely wife to be able to provide places where people can generate revenue for themselves and their families. So that's, for me, when I think about a true entrepreneur, somebody who don't just provide for themselves, but provide methods so other people can be able to help their own families and others around them.
Right. So we have 2 things that we're going to share with you today. And then from now on, we are going to jump on this Facebook Live thing every Sunday.
So
we're going to be dedicated
I need y'all to help
your
us
success.
Stay committed because we get so busy.
Keep us accountable,
We're
please.
going to schedule it in.
Yes. We want to be here. We want to be here for you and for the next level of your manifesting your vision. And so today we're going to talk about getting getting out of that rat race that we call 9 to 5, and what steps do you need to take in order to go from your 9 to 5 to fully invested in your business? That is the number one question that I get as an entrepreneur. Now, I've been an entrepreneur, like I said, for 8 years. We have worked for no one else but ourselves and Jesus. But the feeling is amazing. It is scary. It is fun. It is tiring. It's all of that at the same time.
Yep.
And so on January 25th, I will be speaking at Kennesaw State University regarding this very topic about manifesting your passions through entrepreneurship, because I know that there are a lot of people who they don't know someone who is a business owner who have actually succeeded at launching a successful business and generating not just revenue for themselves, but revenue for others. So we have total 29 people that are on our team, our staff, that are paid through our companies. And right now we are constantly growing. Every year we increase the number of people that work with us. We don't say work for us. We say we work with our team. Even though we're the owners, we let people know that you are just as important a part of this team as we are. Because without you, without your feet, without your hands doing the work, then we wouldn't be where we are today. So I just want you to know that we are invested in your success. So just keep coming in every Sunday, post questions so that we can answer them. And if we don't get to it during the live session, then post your questions, and I promise you we'll answer it in DM so that you can be able to get the answer that you're looking for. Okay?
All right. So, Ty, how do I go from entrepreneur idea into manifestation? How do that happen? How do I leave my job?
So a lot of times people think that the first step is to just jump into this business idea that you have. Like just quit your job and just jump right into it. And I would say that is the dumbest thing I ever heard.
Isn't that what you did?
No. Actually, you want to know how I got involved in entrepreneurship? I got fired. Yep, I got fired. I got fired for doing something that it wasn't even me.
You didn't get fired on your day off?
I didn't get fired on my day off.
You were still in boxes?
I wasn't still in boxes. But I did get fired for not doing what someone wanted me to do, and it wasn't the right thing. Yeah. So sometimes...
No, that's a good example. Faced with an ethic situation, and then you are kind of forced to step out. And I always tell people, making that transition, to have a plan. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about briefly here, is having a plan and writing the vision. And of course, it's beginning. It's almost about to be 2020, which is so crazy to me. And most times when people look at 2020, they think about, of course, line of sight. And it's a great segue for us to refocus and set our vision into place. And I know Ty, just being with her, she did fired. She said, okay, I'm about to commit to, at that time, Opportunity Knocks. And she had to we sat down and we wrote.
It was Campus Tax.
You're right. You started.
It was Campus Tax and Financial Aid Services, because I had just finished my MBA.
You're right.
At Kennesaw State, and actually
serial entrepreneur.
Yeah. I started a company called Campus Tax, and it was a thriving company because we were doing tax preparation on college campuses, and then helping college students land scholarships using the information from their taxes. And so it was just an idea. It was a MBA project. It was like my final project in this program, and it just ended up, it was in a class, my final project in a class, and it ended up blowing up, and I made thousands of dollars. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, I just don't be But it ended up being a very lucrative business for me that I ended up moving forward with. And now I used a lot of the money that I made from that business to launch Opportunity Knox, which gave us a little seed money, but it still wasn't enough for us to start. So I can tell you now that the first thing I would advise anyone to do is to write your vision of what it is that your business is supposed to look like. Right. We always say start from the end
and work your way
and then work your way backwards. So what does that look like?
Right.
For example, if you have a personal training business, well, you want to have a personal training business. What does success look like for you?
Right. Does that mean having a series of coaches work for you?
Right.
Does that mean you having your own gym? Does that mean creating franchises so that other people come in? Or are you just looking to be someone like maybe a celebrity personal trainer? Like, what does that look like? What do you see yourself doing? And then, okay, now that you wrote that down, how did you get there? Right. So there are always steps in between there to lead up to your final vision.
Right. So we always tell people to think about it like as if you had a DeLorean. A DeLorean from Back to the Future. So if you have the ability to go back to the future and see exactly what someone else did in order for their success you already know what their success looks like, but you had the ability to go back in time to see how they started.
Right.
Remember in Back to the Future, like Biff?
Which one?
Biff was...
Which part?
The part when he went back to the future and Biff was in charge.
Oh yeah, that was part
that was crazy, right? So he was like, how did Biff become in charge? Because then, anyway, I digress. But the point is, when you start from the end, it gives you a clear mark, like a bullseye.
It's almost like GPS. You know where you're going, you know your destination, and it's up to you to plug it in. Right. That GPS is still available, but it will never work until you plug in that actual coordinates of where you're trying to go.
Right.
And then there's a series of steps, a series of turns, a series of stops that you have to make in order to get to that destination. And so the same thing works within business. Once you write that vision down,
which is your final destination.
Yeah. So what are our steps?
Then you have to enter your current destination, and then boop, the map pops up. Right. Here's the steps to get to your final destination.
Right.
You have to do that. If GPS has to do that for you to get to your final destination, what makes you think that you don't have to do that to get to your final destination?
Exactly.
You have to do the same thing GPS does for your life. And that is, you punch in the end result, and then you look at where you are today, and then you say, okay, let's create a roadmap to this end result. Right. And as a result of that, you'll get to your end result. Now,
and I'm sorry. Oh. No, the importance of that is so once you write it down, you can actually keep it before you so that you know, just like GPS, when you're off track, it's going to reroute you and bring you back. So a lot of times, because we don't write the vision, we get sidetracked with all types of other things and miss out on where we're actually supposed to be going.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect example. I mean, there's so many companies that have done this, where they will launch their principal product. Let's take Starbucks, for example. They will launch their principal. I love Starbucks, but they missed it on this one particular thing.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
So Starbucks had an amazing coffee, right?
I wouldn't know. I don't.
He doesn't do Starbucks, but you guys know they have an amazing coffee. But what they started doing is they started adding other things to their product line that wasn't on the map. And people started like going other places because Starbucks wasn't looking like Starbucks. And you know, when people are used to one thing, or when you have your destination set to one destination, and then all of a sudden you start going right because you're following this money, or you're going left because you're following this guru. Yeah. Or Somebody said, well, you can be a travel agent, and then you can make money doing this, and then it's all these networking, marketing opportunities that will come your way. Beachbody, I remember doing Beachbody at one point. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with Beachbody. I'm just saying that if that is your final destination, if that's what you absolutely know for a fact that that's what you want to do for the rest of your life, or if that can be, Beachbody can be a point on the map, a stop on the map.
Right. Well, that's
get you to your final destination.
Right. And that's a part of life's GPS, is that once you get to that one destination, I don't know anybody that's watching this that has not used GPS on a multitude of times.
Right.
Once you use it, you're convinced that it's going to assist you in the process.
Right.
So then once you use it again, you put it in a different coordinate. So there's stages even in your vision process.
Right.
That's why every year what we do is we write the vision, and again for what it, last year's vision, we did that. Maybe some things we accomplished, some things we didn't. Then we rewrite it again because the vision needs to be revamping itself.
Right, it's like recalculating.
Exactly.
Recalculating. And so when we rewrite our vision, this is what we do. We take what's working and we take what's not working. Well, at first we take what's not working. We take what's not working off the vision board. If we say like this is absolutely not going to happen, take this off. It's called a pruning.
Right. So that's two methods that we always follow. One is every year we rewrite the vision or we revisit the vision, and then the second thing is definitely our pruning process in a tree. In order for the tree to actually grow and bear more fruit, it actually has to be pruned in certain areas, and so we do the same thing. Of course, we know in the Bible talks about laying aside every weight that easily besets us, but sometimes that weight will hold us down from getting to where we're trying to get to.
Right.
And so we have to make sure that we are pruning that tree. Stuff that, like she said, that didn't work. Maybe we're just putting too much effort into, as the saying goes, beating a dead horse.
Right. And there are some people out here that may be in the real estate business or in the business of a personal product that you developed. I think the biggest hurdle for any entrepreneur who is an inventor or a developer is that you marry this vision.
That's good. Yeah.
You marry this thing, you marry this product, and you have no openness for change. You have no openness for change, and so what you're doing is not working. And then when someone asks you, why don't you just change the name, or why don't you just change the model, or why don't you design, you're like, no, this is how I see it happening, this is what I want. This is absolutely, look, if you feel gung-ho about certain things regarding the name or the product design, maybe you're ahead of your time.
Right.
And people may not know. People may not know that this is needed right now.
Right.
You might be ahead of your time. So timing could also be a big factor in how long it takes for you to get to that final destination. So because you haven't hit your final destination, as long as you know that you have been moving forward and not backwards, then you're well on your way. So when we say, how in the world are you going to go from paycheck to paycheck to entrepreneurial success and living off of your businesses? The answer is this. Stay tuned.
Don't you hate when people do that? So here's the important thing, because sometimes it is like timing, and it goes back to writing a vision, and you have to know what season you in. Just with a tree bears fruit in different seasons, so know what season you're in and what is working well and what isn't working. So definitely prune your tree.
Yes. Lastly, we're going to share with you some of the things that we're doing right now, and I'm not going to share too much because we are actually in the midst of launching another business. Yes, I said it. We are launching another business. This is business number...
that you can actually talk about?
7, 8. That, yeah. 7.
Thanks for them comments. Keep the comments. Actually.
Anyway, we're going to share with you as we launch this new venture. We're going to be right back in the same spot that you are in right now. That is the idea phase or the startup phase. And I am a startup junkie. This is something that like invigorates me. I am extremely excited about this new venture that we are jumping into, which is the Entrepreneurship Institute. A training center is basically a trade school. Not basically, it's a trade school. It's a trade school for entrepreneurs in the arts, entertainment, and tech.
Business and technology.
And tech. And so we have literally done extensive amount of research.
This is something in development for about 5 years.
4 or 5 years, yeah.
And so we're really coming in and kind of shaking the education world up.
Right.
Because it is designed. Right now, people want education on demand. People want the information without having extensive student loans. Anybody got student loans out there?
Student loans.
Anybody got degrees that they're not really using out there?
Right.
Okay, Facebook, don't ban me. Okay. All right. But, I mean, that's the reality sometimes, is that we end up pursuing one thing, but that wasn't necessarily what we were supposed to be doing. Or we did it because we followed the money.
Right. So after $40,000 of debt and of college student loans,
that you could have used to invest in a business. Okay.
That part. And a degree that you don't even use. What's left? What's next? And that's just simply the time to. This is the time to start putting your plan together. And for those of you who have already launched your business, let me tell you, this is not too old for you, or you're not past this. What you want to do, if your business does not have a 3 to 5 year strategic plan and an annual work plan, then you need to do the same thing that we're telling people to do with this idea of a business that they have. So honestly, I want you guys to all, by on January 1st, going into 2020, I want you to take a look at what you're working on right now. And then ask yourself, how much money can I put aside to invest in my business?
And invest in yourself.
Yes.
Because here's the thing, you will need some type of education. And that's the reason why we started the Entrepreneurship.
And wait. Before you log off and say, well, they about to try to ask me for some money. That is not what we are doing. Actually, we're trying to get money to you, not from you.
Okay.
We're trying to get money. Say that with me. Come on, folks. We are trying to get money to you, not from you. Okay? And one of the things that I want you to understand, that we are trying to help you to take that leap. We want you to take the leap from your 9 to 5 to entrepreneurship, if that is what you desire to do.
That's what you desire.
Some people love their jobs, and that is absolutely nothing wrong with that, because we need people who love their jobs.
I need you.
Right. If everybody was an entrepreneur, who would be working? We all can't be entrepreneurs, okay? And so what we're trying to do is find a way for you to put aside some time every week to just focus on your vision.
Yeah.
Focus on your vision. You want to focus on, how does it look for me to not work here anymore? What does it look like for me? What am I doing? If I'm not working here, what am I doing? And honestly, if you want to comment, what would life be like if you didn't work at the job that you're working with now? where would you actually be working? Or what would you be doing? What field would you be in? I really want to know. This is something that I honestly know people are struggling with. They hate their jobs.
That is true.
They hate their jobs. They hate going to work every day, but they have to go because they have to pay their bills.
It's called the rat race.
And then you get stuck. You get stuck on this wheel, this rat wheel.
So I'm gonna leave you with a quick nugget that I tell people. If you are to work if you are to work a job, use it as paid training.
Paid training, yes.
What does that mean? That means, in simple, that employer is going to show you what to do in operating a business. Because trust me, every corporation has a system, and that's my thing. I'm big on creating systems. I'm big on creating a structure, and so that business will be able to teach you what to do. So don't go to work looking to just earn a paycheck, but look at it as what can I learn from this experience? What is my manager doing? What is the person over me doing? What is the associates doing? How is this team developed? What are some strengths? What are some weaknesses that this company has that I can maybe take that insight and apply it to whatever I'm doing?
Some of you guys work at major corporations and you have the opportunity to sit in on meetings that is not your department. Let me tell you something. If you can sit in on a marketing meeting at Google, you work at Google and you can sit in on a marketing meeting, oh my goodness, you know how much value that is? If you can just you have to shift your mentality at work. So
now they're paying you.
Yes, they are paying you to learn. So when you go to work next week or tomorrow, when you go to work,
only you on vacation.
I'm only, or if you're a teacher, you're on vacation. If you work in education, you're on vacation until next week. But if you're going to work tomorrow, especially those of you who, your job is like, you just working there because you just need the money. Okay? I want you to adjust your mindset for a minute. I want you to go into work tomorrow and ask a manager if you could know what they do in their job. Like, have you shadowed them?
That's a good idea.
If you have departments, is there a way for you to sit in on a committee meeting or a department meeting, even if you're not in that department? Human resources. How exactly does the human resources department handle hiring? Because you're going to need to know that.
You're going to need to hire people.
How exactly are the flyers being generated at your company? You're going to need to know that. What are the advertisements that they're using? You're going to need to know that. So this time when you go to work with the idea
of paid.
This is paid training for me until it's time for me to leave. And then start putting aside, even if it's $10, start putting aside money from every paycheck.
So wait a minute.
So you can invest in your business.
Right. So wait a minute. They're going to give me paid training.
And
they're going to invest in my business.
And seed money.
Okay. Oh, wow.
So how to get out of your rat race, how to stop working, how to stop living paycheck to paycheck, the answer is already in you. The answer is already in you. You have to adjust your mindset to determine whether or not you're going to leave this job or you're going to stay. If you're going to stay, you stay for training. If you're going to leave, take time to plan to leave. And then use the funds that you have generated from saving and take that leap and launch into your entrepreneurial venture. And that's what we're going to be talking to you guys about in 2020. And we're going to be doing step by step on how to start your business from scratch, from idea to conception. And let me tell you, you want to hear this a lot from people, especially when you are in college for business. You will hear a lot of professors talk about how to start a business or talk about business. And then you find out that they never even had a business before. No. until you have actually ran a business,
you just running your mouth.
You just running your mouth. Okay? So if you have any questions about how to start, the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is start putting aside money from your paycheck. Start putting aside money from your paycheck and start putting time into your education. And that is if you're watching YouTube videos, you come in every Sunday listening to our videos, or reading books. Read. Reading is fundamental. And I can tell you this, that by the end of 90 days, if you have not changed your mindset and started making moves in your business, I can tell you now, I will give you $100. If you are not implementing what we're telling you to implement and doing it the right way, and you don't see a manifestation in 90 days, that's an easy $100 for you.
So, if you're watching, we are looking for 10 people that we're going to mentor. And so I'm actually going to...
Do I have to be in Atlanta in order for you?
No, you don't. You can be wherever you're watching this at the time. But I am starting some personal classes where I'm going to walk you through from idea to conception. Yeah. I'm starting your business.
Yeah. And this class, guys, let me tell you, if you have an idea and you've been waiting to whatever procrastination you've been dealing with launching your business, if you have been waiting for someone to help you, this is the time for you to get that help without breaking the bank, okay? So when the classes start in January, Chris and I will be taking 10 entrepreneurs who are ready to start their business in 2020. Do not contact us if you are not ready to take that leap, okay? And I'm not talking about leave your job. I'm talking about take the leap into business. So you can actually work your job and then work your business after hours until your business income makes at least what you're making at your job, right? Or a little bit less, just meeting your everyday expenses. So until then, we want to walk you through the steps that it will take to go from your job to full-time entrepreneur, and we will do that in the next 90 days. That's why we're here, and we're going to be doing this every Sunday. Join us every Sunday at 8:15 p.m. We are so glad you guys tuned in to us. We just regular people who did the system and learned from it, made mistakes, learned from it, and we are where we are today.
To share that information.
Right. Mm-hmm. We don't brag about where we are, but we have to tell you so that you will know that we are the real deal, okay? So we want you to understand that we're not here to take anything from you. That's what I keep hearing in my spirit, is just that, oh man, this is something that's they just gonna want us to pay for something.
Well, and here's the thing: if somebody is thinking that, then it just means that you're not ready. You're not ready to invest in yourself. You're not ready to invest in your business, because there will be a trade-off in anything you do. There's a trade-off.
There's a trade-off of time, and there's a trade-off of money. Now, the trade-off of time can actually supersede the trade-off of money if the trade-off of time is if you have a skill set. Like, for example, you build apps. Well, if you build apps, ma'am or sir, if you build apps, that trade-off can actually end up paying back in dividends. But you just need to know what to do.
And if you build apps out there, call me. Yes. I'm looking for an app development, but no, that's another subject.
That's another subject. So we have launched Entrepreneurship Institute. 2020 is going to be our year for mentoring, our year for educating, and 10 entrepreneurs are are going to go on a journey with us. And by the end of the year, by the end of 2020, we will have investors and investments into some of the businesses that we mentor.
And here's the thing. Remember, we're starting other businesses too. So
right.
we're going to be doing this together at the same time of coaching you and starting our other business. So you can see those businesses begin to grow.
Right. So we're not going to just walk you through the process. We're actually walking through the process with you with this new venture that we're launching. So just know we're all in this together, okay? We've launched a couple of businesses already, made hundreds of thousands of dollars with those businesses. Oh, millions actually. And we have lived to see the other side of eviction. we have lived to see the other side of repossession, so car repossession. We're living testimonies that you can pursue your dream, and even though it may not be all peaches in the beginning, eventually you can smell the roses, and that's what we're doing right now. So just know that we're here for you guys. Make sure you check in with us next Sunday, and we'll see you guys.
All right, see you next Sunday at
8:15. Not CP time, 8:15. Real time.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.